really would like to enter straight into the action. Deception, disguised and deception. I mean, this is actually like almost a mantra that you repeat in the film, and it becomes like a key to understand not only the film, but even your position towards virtuality, towards possibility, and explains a lot about the complexity of the editing technique that you developed. Can you tell us more about how you initiated or started with the idea and the overall process of the making of the film?
It started as a sort of urgency, because I come from a village which is in between Milan and Bologna on the hills, and there is an emergency, at least is how is portrayed by the local media, because of the wolves are coming back, and they are actually like moving a lot in my area, and in the last couple of years they moved more south, so more towards the flatlands, towards the big cities. And this creates a tangible sense of paranoia, which turn into like a sort of psychosis, I would say. And people are really afraid of something that in a way was always been there. But now, because also of how the media are portrayed this, they are more afraid. It's very metaphorical to me. Like, you are scared of what you think you don't know. Somehow I think they managed, like we in the mountains managed to coexist with wolves for a long time. Now, obviously, everything changed. The landscape changed, the way humans manage wildness. It was the foundation, I think, of the modern concept of state-nation. So wildness doesn't exist, in my opinion. And the same as this is what is happening now is a glitch, I think, in the natural world. And humans don't know how to deal with it. And what happened a few weeks ago, wolves got declassified, so it's not protected anymore, and now we are basically free to kill them. And so this is the context where this project started. Obviously, it's a collaborative work. We are 3 people working on this. So obviously there is like a third mind going on. That's why it got a bit more complicated. I think my original idea was to make a horror movie. This is the result. I think there is like a sort of horror vibe, but I would not classify this a horror movie. So yeah, the collaboration is between me and Simone. We work together as Inverno Muto since forever, 2003. And we open up our collaboration with Michela, which she has like a focus in her practice about animal wildlife and the interaction with technology. And so we started to shoot, it was like last summer, basically, the beginning of last summer. It was quick. We finished to shoot like around December. It was strong field work, I would say, because you have to, as I said, there is a situation going on, so there is a lot of people are afraid of talking about that. Especially if we said the movie is called Paraflu, because Paraflu is anti-freeze, as is explained in the movie. And what happened in my village, basically like a wolf pack attacked a dog, lumberjack dog. And the lumberjack got very pissed, and he prepared a bunch of these little meatballs around this area, around this property, with Paraflu inside. And he managed to kill the 8 wolves of this wolf pack. And so this was the starting point. This story doesn't get on the official media, but just a few weeks ago, like something similar happened again. wolves died, no? Instead of, not wolves, dogs died instead of wolves. So, you know, like you can't really calculate. This is the, let's say, the panorama we are moving on.
Deception in disguise.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And AI, we decided to involve AI as a tool. We were curious to do some experiments with that. I think, to go back to your original question, I see personally AI as a new way of editing the data, basically. And so I think it was a good way of bringing this tool in this conversation. And yeah, we did experiments, and we're still doing experiments.
And why the 16 mil?
The 16 mil is to take a distance from my landscape. Like I have difficulties to portray my landscape with a HD 4K camera, and I needed also to detach the time, since it's really in real time to me, this movie. So I think 16 millimeters help us to have a texture that is another lens, another filter, and also to mystify more. Like if you add texture noise, it's easier to integrate and hide and disguise with the AI, because you add more texture on the AI-generated film. And,
when I saw the initial images with the flock of sheep, it's interesting because this refers already to the time of the rituals, the cyclical time of the seasons, and it's something that in our world, which is lacking of a wilderness, as you mentioned before, becomes more and more rare. Is it almost impossible to really get again a perception of this cyclical time of activities and the cyclical time of nature? And I think that this adds an interesting element about how you treat time. You know, there is the 16 millimeter camera, there is AI, there is some sort of allusion to a cyclical time, and then there is a suspended time of these laboratories, where all of a sudden there is not even night or day. They are placed in a continuous present. What is your take on this?
First of all, I think it was very interesting to see that a lot of young people are actually doing this sort of cyclical work, like shepherds. All the shepherds we talked to, they were very young, super young, and with an advanced use of technology. Like they use smartphone to do everything. They have special app to track everything. Everything is tracked. Same with hunters. The hunters that you see there, like preparing his rifle, is my age. There is much younger hunters than him, and to be honest, with hunters I have a conflictual feeling, because in a way they are the only people actually dealing with wildness. In another way, they live in a mystification, because they want to manage wildness, and so now they're free to kill wolves. They're very happy. And another fun fact is the group in my village is called Fedain. I think they have no idea, because they're all like racist pricks, but they're called Fedain. It's funny. So I always wanted to do a work around them, but.
We had Inside yesterday, Fedain today. Leonardo is quite an interesting topic, anthropological issue to explore. Yeah, I would like to open the conversation to the audience. If you have questions or curiosity about some of the aspects of the movie, please.
So you told us a little bit about your background and where you're from. I can't help but notice, is it really autobiographical, or the age of the hunter, the kid at the end of the movie, the hills from, I don't know if any of the buildings that you might have lived in, or I was just wondering, like, what is the level of autobiographical?
Yeah, there is some. Probably one of the first work where I feel there is some autobiographical notes. Just some. Obviously, when you work on your own village where you grow up, it's tough. Like, people are not very easy to deal with. Some are very helpful, some are just like, I'm gonna help you until this, then you know, like it's your thing. I don't want to get involved too much, you know. With hunters was like that. In the beginning, they were super happy to help, and then they were like, no, not really. Same with the people doing basically like wolf, how do you say, protection. Same. They were like, yeah, we're gonna help you, and then at the end they were like, I don't know. So more than biographical, I would say, for sure there is some biographical thing, but there is also a lot of like personal involvement with the people you see there, and that's interesting. That's part of the story for sure.
Simone, thank you very much. Sorry, there are two. Sorry.
Can you talk a little bit more about how you are using AI to edit, and also for the voiceover? Like, were you actually, was the AI actually like piecing images with images, or were you using it just for special effect, or I don't know?
Yeah. We use it to generate images. So all the images were like starting from some shot that we had, and we were prompting, which is, I don't know if you had any experience with prompting currently with current technology available, and it's a frustrating, to me, it's a completely frustrating operation, because it's basically like you're trying to direct a machine that really doesn't want to do what you ask him to do, you know. Which is interesting, because I think it go back to surrealism in a thing. I think there is like this, at the current state of AI, there is a subconscious, technological subconscious that is producing, especially in the image production. And that was something that resonates very well with this project, I think. So in 10, you know, we wanted to go horror, we went a bit more surreal horror, I think.
And the voiceover was the same?
Voiceover, yeah, it was again like trained based on Mago Silvan, which is a popular magician, entertaining magician from Italy, and Val Plumwood, which is a eco-feminist writers, thinkers. And so we needed these two things, reading our text. But not in the editing. Editing is still something I prefer to do by myself.
Other questions? Yes, please.
I think like AI has massively expanded our notion of what intelligence can be, and a lot of the time that's caused us to go back and look at forms of intelligence in nature and like reassess them, whether that's like trees and mushrooms or wolves and flocks of sheep. And I was wondering if like you had any thoughts on that in relation to the film.
We didn't. I mean, we had many thoughts. Like we didn't use AI to create animals, for example, because AI sucks at create animals. Like, it is not able. Like, it's give you like immediately a wolf with like, I don't know, 3 legs or 6 legs. So it's not trained on animals. That's interesting, I think. So it's very well trained on humans. So I think it's a narcissistic machine until now. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's an open question. I don't know if I can actually answer to your comment.
Okay, thank you very much. And we are going to start again at 3 o'clock with Lawrence Lake, so we have like 1 hour break. Yes. Thank you very much.